Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now, it seems that most growers on the web love Phalaenopsis, so I thought I'd just run through mine, nearly them all, and we'll just have a look at them. Now, this one is a Phalaenopsis Cornings Violet. It's a primary hybrid between two species. And the species it's developed from was Violaceae, and it's crossed with Corningiana. You know, this was originated about the late 1900s. The blooms on them are absolutely gorgeous. They're sort of a red, purple colour. And this plant I've had many blooms off it. You can see all its spikes. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, one coming up down at the back, and beautiful leaves on it. Absolutely lovely. You know, everybody said, how do I keep my leaves so clean? Well, I just give them a wipe. But when they grow, if they grow in the right conditions, they will grow exactly like that. So that's Cornings Violet, absolutely gorgeous little plant. Then we've got another one here, which is a Phalaenopsis Bolina Green. Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. It's only a small plant this, and you can see it's just putting up a new leaf there. But it looks like there's been a little bit of a nibble out there. There's a little hole in it, but doing very well. This hasn't flowered yet, this one, because I think I've got 2 or 3 of these, but these are another absolutely gorgeous plant. These are sort of native to Borneo, as nearly all the Phalaenopsis are, you know, this type anyhow. And this is used on many occasions for hybridizing, and you can tell if the blooms you're looking at have any Bolina in it, because the dead centres are always this beautiful red purplish colour. I'll give you an example on the next plant, but that's Bolina Corellia. I have them in these pots here just to stop all the light getting on the clear pot inside and causing it to algae up. So that's what I do with those. Now this one's another Bolina. It's Phalaenopsis Bolina Green, where the other one was Corellia, meaning some parts of the blooms are blue on the Corellia and on the green, and I'll show you what I mean. This has got some beautiful leaves on it as well. I turn it round, you can see that it's nice and shiny. There's a new leaf coming there, and these are quite big. Plenty of roots there growing out, plenty in the pot as well. And I've just propped the spike up so you can have a look at the bloom. There we are, you can see that one properly. You can see the edges of the blooms are green, but all crossed with Bolina always have this, well, I think so anyhow, always have that colour in the centre with a little yellow spot there on the lip. So that's Phalaenopsis Bolina Green. Now this is a Phalaenopsis Mock Choi, and it's a primary hybrid between Violaceae and Gigantea. And I tried to mount this when 18 months, 2 years ago, and it just went smaller and smaller. Leaves started dropping off. Any new growth came up were so tiny, and I thought, well, if I leave it on this mount any longer, it's not going to be with me long. So I took it off the mount and potted it, and it's taken this time to start growing quite well. You can see this has got a beautiful new leaf on it. all lovely and shiny, absolutely lovely. And the blooms on this has never flowered because it's just a small plant. The blooms on this are a lovely cross between the Gigantea, which is sort of got the blooms with marks on it, and Violation puts more colour into it. And this is alright. There's a new root growing there, as you can see, so it's doing okay. Just looking forward to it putting a new leaf on. But these leaves on these, they can get very big because the Gigantea, by the very nature of its name, can put out leaves 2 feet long when they're fully mature, of course. So I'm looking forward to this one developing, and I look forward to when I get blooms on this, but I think it might be 2 or 3 years yet. Phalaenopsis mock Choi U. Now this is one of my favourites, and it's Phalaenopsis Biolation. Absolutely gorgeous blooms on these. And this was, I think it was given to me by Sheila, and she wasn't doing very well for her because she doesn't keep her room where the Phalaenopsis will be too warm. It'll drop down to about 10, 11, 12, something like that. But in this room here, indoors, it doesn't drop much below 17 all the year round. So it's a smallish plant. It's a small, what do you class it as, small epiphytic plant, and it's not a really fast grower. You know, the other ones, they seem to put up spikes left, right and centre, but this is so slow at growing. It's coming up with a new leaf there, and the leaves are a little bit paler because this likes living in a much darker shade than all the other Phalaenopsis. It should produce blooms in late spring and summer months, but I'm not expecting this to do that, although it looks like there's a little spike coming up there. So I could be lucky in spring and summer with this one. And here's another one that Sheila handed over to me that wasn't doing too well, and this is a Phalaenopsis Zing Min Rainbow. And I think she flowered it once, but they didn't last very long. It's got some nice roots on it, plenty of nice roots in the pot as well. 3 gorgeous leaves on it, but there's no signs of a spike of it with me yet. And I can't tell you much more about these, although they're kept exactly the same as all the other Phalaenopsis, which is as close to 20 degrees as I can get them all year round. Doesn't matter if it goes up to 25, 28, stuff like that, but I try and keep it no lower than 20, and that's why they grow very well, and they grow nice new shiny leaves. You know, it's natural, they're not polished or anything like that. And that's about all I can tell you about this plant. Phalaenopsis Zing Min Rainbow. Oh, it's a cross between Phalaenopsis, let me think, Hawaii Dragon Girl, and Zing Min Neon. And Zing Min was the person who made this cross, and it was only about 5 years ago. So looking forward to seeing that one bloom again. Well, we'll make this the last one, and this is Phalaenopsis Tying Shin Fly Eagle, and it's a cross between Tetraspis and Dragon Tree Eagle. So we can't class this as a primary hybrid, because one of the crosses is also a hybrid, namely the Dragon Tree Eagle, that is also a hybrid, and that's been mixed from all sorts of stuff. Nevertheless, the blooms on this can be really appealing and different from the other Phalaenopsis, because if my mind serves me rightly, I saw this with blooms on at Sheila's This is another she gave me, and as you can see it's growing nicely now with the new leaves. Another new leaf coming up there, and those were the leaves when I got it. So that's not doing too badly now. And what was I saying? Oh, the colour of these, yeah. It's a mixture of dark, what I call dark magenta and yellow. But it's not unknown for these blooms on these to have different coloured petals. You know, one being yellow, the other being dark magenta. And that's why they can look totally different than most of the other Phalaenopsis. So we'll call this the last one. So thank you very much for watching this this short video on Phalaenopsis. I've got plenty more Phalaenopsis, but I'm not going to put it all on this video, because most of the other ones are the shop bought ones, which are doing very, very nicely. So thanks again once more for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.